Hi, I'm Sandro from Missoula Music, and today we're going to walk you through the proper assembly of the clarinet. So we'll start off with the joints themselves, the main joints, the top joint, the bottom joint. The rule of thumb that I have when assembling any musical instrument that happens to be a woodwind, we want to avoid touching keys if at all possible. If you have to touch keys, you want to make sure that you're holding the keys in a closed position. Less chances that if we do slip, less chances that we're going to bend keys that way. So what I like to do, I always like to hold the bottom joint in my left hand. My fingers are big enough I can cradle the bottom of the lower joint and curl my fingers around and hold those two big keys in a closed position. Next, I cradle the top joint in my right hand, and with my thumb I hold on to the B flat key, hold it in the upper position. You want to make sure that it opens up when you do connect the two joints together. Whenever you're putting the joints together, make sure that you're using a twisting motion. On this particular brand, we happen to have a locking mechanism, a little post with a little indent on the opposite side, so we know that we have it in line. Some clarinets you don't have that feature, in which case we just want to make sure that we line up the lower linkage of the right hand and the upper linkage of the left hand, or referred to as the bridge mechanism. Make sure that they're lined up perfectly even. Once you have those two joints together, I always like to put the bell on next. Again, I'm going to hold these two big keys in a closed position. Take the bell, twist, put it on. Now in this case the bell is going on a little bit snug. So we go to our cork grease, and just a little dab of cork grease, and then you can work it in the cork. As far as the cork grease goes, if your joints are going together easily enough, don't worry about the cork grease. Otherwise, just a little bit of cork grease to get it going. Next, we need to put the barrel on. Again, a little bit snug. We go back to our cork grease, just a little dab of that, work it in. I'm trying to reach around these keys here, twisting. You now have the main body of the clarinet together. Next, we're going to put the mouthpiece together. In putting the mouthpiece on, again, I always like to support it on my knee or my leg if I can, reaching around trying to avoid keys, twisting motion, place that mouthpiece on, like so. So basically your clarinet is assembled. Now we need to worry about putting that reed on there. So the important thing about the reed is to make sure that it's thoroughly soaked. So place the reed in your mouth. Soak it for a period of time, and then what I like to do, I like to wet the back side of the reed as well. In doing so, we've made sure that the entire bottom section of the reed is wet. That way, when we place it on the mouthpiece, we get a proper seal throughout. So line up the reed best you can. Place the ligature on top of the mouthpiece. Once you think you have it close, then take your thumb and just put a little bit of pressure on the end of the reed. And we want to make sure that that reed is perfectly lined up with the tip of the mouthpiece. When we think we have it in place, just cinch down the ligature good and tight. There you have it. We now have a clarinet that's ready for test play.